Hi everybody, this is Jack. This is my third video, and it deals with one of the special adventures I had, besides where I've traveled already. This one is called the Stallion by Starlight. And this deals really with a time when we had the most closest contact with Morgan. Because, you know, Morgan was the librarian for King Arthur's court. And we met Merlin the magician there. And that was a neat opportunity to experience him and see him. But it also gave me one opportunity that I'll never forget, and that's to continue going to a time period in history where people wore simple clothes, and the colobium, the chiton, the tunic, what I'm wearing today, was worn because it was simple, and I enjoyed it. I loved the entire adventure. We got to do things that every kid in the world would probably love to do today. He had the magic to do things, and yeah, I've got a chance to come to and fro in history using the magic treehouse to go to these different places, but you know, really it's only been fun because we had a mission to accomplish. We were there to get something for Morgan, but we also went back because it gave us not only an educational chance to learn things and see things, but also to experience other people's lifestyles, other people's cultures, and how they lived. And during King Arthur's time, there were knights, they had jousts, they had, you know, it's kind of similar to the time when Robin Hood lived. You know, you had those who were either extremely rich or those who were extremely poor, and they had very different lives that they lived because it was hard for them to get food and get money to pay their taxes. And you know, Merlin was a very unique type of sorcerer, because he could do things with magic, and you know, it was as much of an opportunity to experience being there with him as it was to just to have fun looking for this thing, the document that Morgan wanted us to bring back, and still having a chance to share with other people, encountering them, getting to know people. I can remember meeting I think it was a prince who was there at the time, and he had this really nice robe on his chiton, and I thought how absolutely incredible that was to meet somebody that was that high up in royalty, because now in present day you'd never have a chance to do that if you were an average person. But then people were just average. Everybody was average. Nobody was better than somebody else. And that's what I remember the most about going. Anne and I both got to ride the stallion. I remember how fun it was to go really horseback riding, because I've never had a desire really to do that since we went on the adventures, but it was still a chance though to have an adventure, to do something exciting, to experience things that otherwise you probably never would have been able to do if it hadn't been for that. But I have, of course, grown much older and I think wiser, because now I realize what I saw and what I've experienced has always stood out in my mind. I've remembered those things since I've been there, and these three places that I've shared with you in these memoirs are the three most special places I've ever been to, and I want to so much return there again. And with the Magic Tree House, I can. Anne chose, though, not to return to go with me on these adventures. She felt that she wanted to advance herself in the culture we have now, where, you know, it's like certain things are more important than others. And, you know, I think I'd prefer to be somewhere where I'm valued by the people that live there. You know, because if they see you the same, then they respect you the same. They value you as a person the same. And I know that there are different cultures, there are different ways that people saw us. Some saw us as just children, some saw us as maybe high up in the hierarchy because, you know, Merlin had sent us. And then other people saw us because we were maybe poor and didn't have a lot of that elaborate kind of clothing that we've had in other adventures. But I can't say anything negative about what I saw there when I went, because it was fun. Every single time we went, me and Anne just could not wait to get back to the treehouse again and go somewhere else. But I'm doing my memoirs because people may think, what was Jack's favorite adventures? What was the one thing or those things he did that he liked the best? And going to cultures where simple clothes like the collobium and the chiton were worn, it just stands out in my mind. And that's why I wanted to put it down in a video record, because it's very likely this is my last video. I'm probably not going to come back again. I think I'd much rather live in a time frame when people were valued, people were respected by others, and it didn't have anything to do with your status quo. It did not have to do with how pretty you looked or how much money you have or anything else. It was simply a fact that everybody lived at the same level. They all had the same problems. They all had the same simple life that they had to go by, to live with. And that always will stand out in my mind, that the more you are valued by people, the more you feel you have worth, that you have value. And that's what I remember. Maybe y'all have other adventures that you like too, that Jack went on, and I can say I enjoyed it. I enjoyed everything that I did, but I just cannot recollect any other adventures I've ever had that I enjoyed the most. Rather, that I would want to go back to them as often as I could get up into that treehouse again. And the Stallion by Moonlight or Starlight was just another opportunity I had to search out a document, but it was also the chance to be somewhere where me and Anne were both seen as equal. We both wore the clothes each other had on, and it was a value to learn that as children. And now as an adult, I feel like I would much rather it be like that today than it would be to say, you know, I want to be better than you, so I'm going to wear something outrageous, or I'm going to try to be somebody I'm not. You know, this thing about the transgender generation, it's like people don't grasp that nature makes you a certain way, and you shouldn't try to counteract that and say you should be something else or try to be somebody else. And we can't see ourselves as we really are, then I would prefer to live where, at least in time and in history, it was very evident that there was no other way to live, because you knew it was the right way to go. You knew it was the right thing to do. So I've enjoyed it, and I've enjoyed this chance to share with all of you in these memoirs about really how I feel, how fun it was going to these places, and how much me as Jack, I'll always enjoy those specific places I went to that allowed me to dress and have respect for myself and other people in a very simple and very basic way. And maybe someday, in present day, people will go back to those simple times. They will respect each other again. They will care about each other again. And until that happens, just remember me as the time traveler, the master librarian who felt it was more important to be valued and respected wherever I went. And Rome and Greece is where I felt most respected by those people I met there. You know, how much wearing these clothes made you feel more respected than somebody who in our society even today would say, oh, you know, you're crazy, it's so much better. History's taught me it isn't better. And that's why I'm going back. That's why I want to go back. So, on behalf of Ann and me, thank you all for watching today. And I hope you found what I've shared with you interesting. So Magic Treehouse, take me back to the stallion at Starlight.